Welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I am Razzle11, and you can find me on Twitter at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at some pitching for today, Tuesday, the 6th of June. We have some interesting options. We have a 12-game main slate with a 3-game early slate, which starts all of 25 minutes before the main, which I don't really understand, but I am not a decision maker. So we have 3 options over 10K. 2 of them take each other on. Kevin Gausman's been phenomenal, especially at home. Just 1 win in 5 starts, despite being phenomenal. One of his 2 bad starts on the year did come against this Houston squad, so I do have some worries about the matchup, obviously. But Gausman is just so elite that I will have to get exposure. I just may not go very heavy on him. I would rather use Mitch Keller for obvious reasons, taking on Oakland at home. At home, he's been extremely strong as well. He's had a rough couple of starts in a row. Despite them being rougher, he has put up some fantasy points in those starts. So, uh, it's a good sign. I do worry about the clock striking midnight with Mitch Keller. But I'm such a fan that I'm glad to see him finally figure it out. Obviously, great matchup, so not going to argue that. He's going to be, probably one of the chalkiest options on the slate, despite there being a handful. Hunter Brown, guy that I like using, but the matchup is a little difficult. Uh, he's been allowing a few more runs recently, and he is a reverse splits pitcher. And Toronto has some right-handed bats in the top half of the lineup that hit right-handed pitching better than left-handed pitching. So, uh, if it came down to it and I had to use one pitcher from that game, I'm going to go with Gausman first. But Hunter Brown is certainly worthy. Logan Gilbert, coming off a pretty rough start, uh, has allowed some, multiple runs in most of his starts. San Diego, not really sure what to expect out of their offense. He is a road underdog in this spot, but I do think that Gilbert makes sense for GPP purposes. I've been off of Shane Bieber for most of the season. I might get back on him here with the wind blowing in Cleveland. It's a pretty nice spot, and it looks like it's the coldest spot of the slate as well. So I'm going to be interested. I don't know, like, where are the strikeouts, right? Like, I've pointed this out numerous times. Just 2 games with more than 4 strikeouts on the season. It's not really something you expect out of a team's ace. So, uh, I am hesitant to go super heavy on him, but he will make my pitcher pool. Bryce Elder, been pitching ridiculously well. I believe he leads the. Sorry about that buzzer in the background. Uh, Elder leads the National League in ERA, which I know ERA isn't a massive stat or anything for us, but pitching ridiculously well, limiting everything. He is a favorite here. The game does have a 9.5 total, so that does worry me a little bit, but I really like the way that he's thrown. 9,400, I think it's palatable. It's right around what we've been paying for him for the last couple of weeks. Not really interested in Giolito much at all in New York. Paxton intrigues me. I know Cleveland isn't a huge strikeout team, but they also aren't very powerful. He's looked great in 3 of his 4 starts. He's thrown 100 pitches, which is key. Getting an extra day of rest in there. I am very interested in Paxton. Can't really deny just how weak that Cleveland lineup actually is, top to bottom. I don't think I can go to Gonsolin. The strikeouts just really aren't there. Pitching in Cincinnati, great spot for hitters, so I'm not really sure Gonsolin's going to make my pool. Clark Schmidt, not somebody I'm going to be excited about. I have to dig into the matchup a little bit more, but as of right now, I don't think he's going to make my player pool. But he has been pitching better, which is nice to see. Some K numbers are up, which is good, but yeah, I'm just not sure I can trust him as much, especially with like Musgrove being right here. Been strong in his last two starts, he is a favorite against a Seattle offense that has been struggling. Musgroves have struggled at home this year, but I believe last year he was much better at home. So we should expect that number to regress towards the mean a little bit more. So Musgrove's going to stand out as an option for me. Um, a little dangerous option, but he's still an option. Freddie Peralta at home, uh, much stronger. Do worry about the home runs he's been allowing. That's always going to be a worry. Strikeouts haven't been there either, so it's tough to take somebody against Baltimore. So as of right now, I'm probably going to be off of him. But he is somebody that is a borderline play for me just because of his pure upside, and that's what we want for GPPs. Kyle Gibson, again, strikeouts lower. He does have random strikeout upside. We know the Milwaukee lineup overall isn't that strong, but they are better against right-handed pitching than left. With that said, I think Gibson can be a solid SP2, but I'm not excited about it. Luke Weaver we've been using because he's more of a reverse splits. I'm not using him against the Dodgers. I think I draw the line now, so my fun with Luke Weaver is probably over for a while. But Dane Dunning gets a struggling St. Louis offense. I'm intrigued enough to want to get some exposure, but again, I normally limit my pool to 6 to 8 pitchers on main slates. So, if I end up with a bunch of borderline guys, I'm just gonna make a decision to leave one or two off and just go with it and live with, if they beat me. But um, those are the decisions you have to make each day. Like I can't give a cookie cutter decision and it's always this, because each slate is slightly different. Not really interested in much. Tommy Henry's coming off of his best start, like absolutely dominant, which is crazy. His strikeouts jumped up, just didn't allow any hits or runs. Taking on a weaker Washington team, the wind blowing in, maybe he's an option. I have to dig into Washington's numbers against left-handed pitching. They aren't ones that I remember really, so I'm gonna have to dig in and get an idea. Um, Maybe Sean Manaea. No, I can't do it. I was thinking maybe Manaea, long relief role against a weak Colorado lineup. The issue is pitching in Coors. I just don't think I have any interest in living through that experience, so most likely end up passing. So, that there's a handful of guys here at the top that we're very interested in. And then there's a couple random guys that we are slightly interested in, but might have to eliminate. There isn't really a lot down here to enjoy, especially, we don't have a guy like Abbott at min price that we can jam in. So uh, there's that first look. I'll give you a look at our weather page again here. I'll refresh this one, give you an idea of one of the tools that we offer. This weather page comes in very handy throughout the day, and obviously we have Mark in our chat updating about weather throughout the day. Trust him with every decision based on his percentages he gives. We get a good idea of what we want to do. This part of the weather station really stands out. Really helps you take some guesswork out of what these numbers can mean for the atmosphere of hitting or pitching. So just showing you one of the tools that we do have. But there we have it. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on. Get notified anytime we drop videos at DFS Army. If you want to join us, I will put links in the description below. You use promo code RAZ, that's RAZ, for 10% off your monthly membership. And as always, best of luck, everybody.